How to create space on the ground. What is shrimping? Feet in play, hips away. That's the answer. Stay tuned to find out more. Alright, welcome back everybody. It's Dan and Kevin with Guard Defense Solutions. Intro talked about creating space on the ground. Check it out. I fell over this plastic rubber duck here in the middle of the yard. What do I do now? How do I create space? A little bit of difference between the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the world of policing when it comes to creating space while on the ground. For a long time, Kevin and I taught shrimping, and teaching police officers how to shrimp was a complete disaster, if you would agree.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily all their fault, but through teaching officers, we found that the best method or concept was feet in play, hips away. And we're going to demonstrate what that is here in just a second. Good?
Absolutely.
All right, check it out. So I fell over this rubber ducky, and my adversary has made his way on top of me. In the world of traditional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and submission ground fighting, there's a lot of steps that are involved in getting out of this position here. So it would entail, running my hand over his face, creating this lifting point here, another one under here by his hips, and I would shrimp my hips out, create this wedge with my knee. If you notice, my tactical toms here are helping create this wedge to give me the ability to create some more space to get up. A lot of steps, a lot of technique involved in that. And what we found almost organically when we tell people put your feet in play, get the hips away, people kind of naturally just shrimp. So if I instruct someone to put their feet in play, they have to, give me a second.
Yeah.
If I take my feet and put them in his hips, almost organically it forces me to rotate and get my feet up here, which is going to allow me to create space and create distance. So again, a lot less steps, a lot less detail when it comes to world law enforcement. We teach kind of big gross motor skills, very simple concept. Again, I'm just going to push, get my feet in play, whether it's his hips, whether they end up on his chest, his knees, it doesn't really make a difference. Ideally, we want them in the hips to create space. I can push him away, create my space, going into a technical stand-up, which we'll cover later on. Anything?
Awesome, yeah. So a big part of the reason that we talk about all the details of the differences between teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and so many details goes into it is we're teaching against another trained fighter, right? So like if you're teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this guy on top, he knows how to stay tight. If Dean doesn't hit all these technical little points, he's never going to get out of this position because this guy also is a trained fighter. We talk about probability versus possibility, and it's most likely we're dealing with an untrained fighter that's on top of us. And people go, well, what if they do know what they're doing? Sure, then you got to be more technical, but the probability is this guy is going to be kind of loose in his efforts as well, which allows Dean just this concept of creating that space a little bit easier. We can get rid of, it's not going to be so technical in the world of law enforcement. We don't have that long to train and everything else, right? Yeah. So if this guy's kind of loose and sloppy and he's making these attacks, it makes that space making a little easier. Cool?
Yeah.
All right.
So again, one more time, just feet in play, hips away. Kevin, most likely it's going to be super tight. Big bumps, feet in play. Get his hips and mine both away. Again, as I'm pushing, it may be a kick, maybe a push, just to create space to stand up.
Awesome, yeah, I like it. The feet in play, hips away, anytime we're on the ground, if you can think that thing, no matter what space you're in, if I can get my feet between me and my opponent and in his hips, if I can control the hips, you control the hips, you control the entire body. So constantly be thinking of that. Feet in play, hips away. Feet in play, hips away. Create that space. Cool?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, stay safe. Cool. So just a quick little lesson today. Remember, feet in play, hips away is more of a concept than it is like a detailed technique that we would typically show, right? We just found that in teaching our seminars with teaching civilian self-defense or law enforcement, people without a significant amount of training, that as we were trying to teach them to create space on the ground and teach what in jiu-jitsu we call shrimping, we figured out that if we got in the mindset of feet and play hips away with that catchy little wording, people started actually getting that quicker than they were when we were trying to teach like the full detailed concept. That being said, this is not a replacement for full-on training. So remember, it's still on you. Go train. Sign up for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Find a good, reputable academy near you, wherever you're located, and sign up. Train, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in law enforcement to do that. No matter who you are, please do that. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and learn how to defend yourself. So once again, we love all the appreciation, the love that we've been getting. It's been outstanding, and we appreciate it. Dan and I are working really hard to put out more content. So please hit that like button, help us out, subscribe. We got more content coming, more techniques to be shown, and we're planning on talking to some people who probably know a bunch more about this stuff than we do, which is awesome. So thank you again so much, guys. We'll talk to you soon, and as always, stay safe.